This is the Tesu lock by iLock. So it looks like a slider lock. Looks like it's got a track there that interacts. Some nubs, you can see them there. That one on the bottom there. So the key actually goes in and out pretty smoothly. Turns 45 degrees counterclockwise, but does not open. Turns 90 degrees clockwise, and then that's what opens the lock. So I'm going to try to get this thing picked. I'm going to use a slider fork that I made and just try to, I just went through here, found the sliders, marked the pick for the end of the keyway. It's kind of rubbing off a little bit. I'm going to reapply this Sharpie real quick. All right, and I'm going to tension it right here from the top to have full control over the core, because I think I'm going to have to kind of rotate to set these sliders when they're in a false gate. Key should have pushed all these down, but I'm just going to make sure that they're all down. So core's a little bit wobbly. It's got movement each way, probably about 15 degrees in each direction. These nubs are so small, it's hard to find them and stay on them. Which I find that kind of difficult in any slider lock when using one of these fork picks. Doesn't seem like that one's binding. There we go. That took a little bit. The sliders do jiggle test not very well, but there is some feedback to them. You have to counter rotate to get them to set. I'm going to see if I can gut this thing. I mean, I know it can be gutted, I just never have. That is, obviously it's open. I think that's a hex head screw right there. I did not get any tools out, so I need to go find something. Hopefully I don't have to go to the garage. I'm assuming that's a hex head, Allen head. May just not have the right size. This might be coming. Yeah, there we go. All right. Try to get this on video so I know how to put it back together. This is an aluminum block. I'm sure if it was ever put into production, this would end up being stainless or something. But this is aluminum just for ease to make it and cost probably. So it is a hex head housing. I'm going to go ahead and lock this back up. So that's the lock position. It's open, so that does not unlock it. It's there, and it is key retaining. All right, this does not look like the same size Allen wrench. If that's even how you gut it, I'm not sure. I don't even think I need to take that off. Do those come off? And there is the back. All right, let's get these out of here and see what this looks like. There is that back ring. This has rods that look like they go all the way through. That one doesn't want to come off of there. Let's see, let me do this to show that they're two pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and just gut this whole thing first and then have a look at how it works. But there's the slider mechanism. So right there, that nub interacts with the key and raises that prong right there, which rides in the grooves of the disc in front of it. So those grooves right there is what that rides in. There's grooves on both sides, so it looks like could have keys that possibly go one direction and another set of bitted keys that go the other direction, both of which will open the lock, but each key, both keys won't go both ways. So I'm just going to get all these out. Let me flip these over. Just so they can be seen better. Pull that whole thing out. So it goes that, and then that's the last piece. So as you can imagine, you got that prong there that you lift, that nub, and then that lifts that prong right there, and that rides in the grooves on this disc in front of it. See, it's got some false gates there, at least below it, maybe above it. Let's see if there's any more false gates on them. Like that one has a couple false gates. It goes into a false set immediately because of that track at the bottom there. This got a cutout to go all the way around on this particular disc with the false gate up top. So this center disc or bottom, you can see they're spaced differently. So this one's further away from the center than this one is. So think I saw where he was talking about some kind of dual custody, shared custody function. I'm assuming that's what that's for. Looks like you could have one key go one way, one key go another way. I haven't really thought about that. I don't see why that wouldn't work with this lock. Just thinking about it real quick. I mean, sounds like it probably would. Let me line these up a little better. So we got that, that. So yeah, these other discs, the cuts, the grooves in them are the same on both sides except for that one right here that I just showed. So that one's the same going each direction. Still has the false gates. So there was feedback. You need a tight fitting tensioner so that you can kind of rotate to get the disc, or yeah, to get the the top of those sliders out of these false gates. Obviously, you're going to have to kind of rotate it back to get them lifted. There's an order, I think, that they kind of want to go in. I had a few drop. Finding these little tiny nubs was also a bit challenging. They're so small. And then when you rotate back to lift one, even though they're unsprung, they do want to drop. So I had a few of them drop on me. But anyway, that is the Tesu lock. I think maybe I'm pronouncing that right. Let me get these off of here. See if I can. This is risky. So picking wise, basically it kind of picks like any other slider lock. I mean, it is a slider lock. So just different way you got to go about it with the grooves and with the design of the sliders and just the overall design of the lock. But it's this one operated smooth with inserting and retracting the key. It was smooth operation to unlock it, lock it back up. The only thing is, if it's a little bit crooked, it had a hard time going in because the core does turn each way because of the design. I don't know that that's a huge deal. The only time the key got hung up is when the keyway wasn't straight. If it was a little bit crooked and it went in, obviously it was kind of binding a little bit, so the key has to be vertical when you put it in. That was kind of the only drawback that I saw as far as the user interface and functionality. But yeah, just small sliders, a little bit of ping pong, even though they're unsprung, and to get out of those false gates. It does not jiggle test very well. It does provide some feedback once you get kind of a feel for it. That is the Tesu lock. Thank you very much, iLock, for sending this over. Give me a chance to try it out. Very nice. I haven't spent a whole lot of time with this. I just got it, so I haven't really had a whole lot of time to, this is the first time I've gutted it to go through it. So if I think of anything else or have any more updates, I'll make another video. Of course, I'm going to share them with iLock. And good luck to you and whatever else you come out with. I know he was talking about coming out with a couple of different variations of this lock. This maybe being the easiest version, so we'll see what happens there. But anyway, again, thank you, iLock, for sending this over.